Oh, shit.
From Taco Bell with the beefy 5-layer burrito. Doritos Locos Taco.
Elliot Lanel Sanchez. I'm sorry, I can't understand what you're saying. TB, you're asking what am I drawing? Just some of my own characters, some just ideas. Um, just working out concepts. I don't really do requests, guys. I don't even know what a Naruto is. Naruto. I'm an old man, so I like old shit. I don't like new weird shit. So yeah, not drawing Master Chief. Not gonna lie, Ches is good. You got tips on how to get better? You're desperate, bro. There's only one way to get better. You just have to sit down and draw a lot. And I know that's boring and it's lame, but it's the only way that it works. Like, look at the kind of stuff you enjoy, just try to replicate it. Practice, practice, practice. Draw from life. You'll learn so much quicker, and then, you know, apply it to whatever kind of drawing that you're doing. But yeah, unfortunately, the reality is there's no tip to get better. There's no magic kind of formula, except sit down and just start drawing and just keep going. And eventually you'll notice yourself getting better. But if you find yourself playing video games a lot or whatever else and not drawing, you're never going to get better. So it depends on what you want to kind of focus your energies on, you know? Again, I know that's the boring answer, but it's the real answer. Yeah, just practice, man. But like I said, one of my most important tips I try to tell people is, I mean, I don't know what it is you're trying to do, what is it you're trying to draw, what your interests are, but even if you're doing like cartooning or whatever, you gotta learn to draw from life. Get some pictures and sketch real people. Learn the human figure from all different kinds of angles. Look at bodybuilders, look at old people, look at young people, and just draw. And then work in the fun stuff that you want to do. You know, the characters with the costumes or the powers or things like that. TB, no, I'm just an enthusiastic amateur. I just do this for fun. I make my own kind of comics on the side, and this is not a profession for me, unfortunately, but it's just me doing what I like to do. If anybody wants to see some of my other art. Dan Goodwin, what's up, dude? Here's something these are some things I've worked on recently, if anybody's curious. Seems like, Dan, you're the only one that I know. There's a bunch of people I've never met here, but just some various things I've worked on. This is one I did at a convention recently. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun drawing this one. That was fun. So I've been doing variations of them. These are my characters. Right there. So I'm just working on similar stuff. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, Ches is good. I do everything in like this blue pencil, and then I do a nice clean final drawing, and then goddamn commercials on YouTube, and then I ink, you know. I use actual bottles of ink. I'm an old school guy. I use bottles of inks, the pens like this, brushes, and like microns and stuff like that. Pens like these. Just kind of whatever you need to get the look you want. Robert Farron says those look great. Love the inks. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh shit. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's another Comic-Con sketch I did. I didn't show this to anybody. My table mate decided to color in the lips red and make it look goofy, but that's just something I was farting around with while sitting at a convention, 2 weeks ago. But yeah, just drawing with pencil and pen and ink on paper. I'm old school. No digital device bullshit for me. Which, that sounded really douchebaggy. I don't have a problem with digital. It's just I don't do it because I can't do it. And I don't want to do it, so. I love my digital art compatriot homies, Mr. Dan Goodwin. I figured I better throw that out there before I get a angry comment about what a douchebag I am, which would be correct. You know, I'm gonna agree with you, buddy. I mean, everything's got its place. Nostalgia, there you go. Dan knows what's up. But like just today, I was listening to a bunch of music at work. Old shit from the 50s and 60s. I was listening to Elvis Presley and Chubby Checker and Sam Cooke and all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, God damn, this music is good. Kevin, what's up, dude? It's a version of like horns growing out of his head that's supposed to mimic the Shatterstar helmet, but it's an intentional, like, kind of like Hellboy horns, except they do this weird shape thing. Yeah, these are basically my own characters. Like all these black and white ones I was showing you, these are like, you know, things I've come up with, and these are just different ideas I'm working on. They're kind of like homages to other comic book character things, but trying to just make them look a little bit different. Yeah, you're working on blue pencil anatomy stuff right now. You hate how easy I make it look to go from stick figure to that body. It's, again, it's just practice. And it's also being free to be loose. Like, just let the pencil just sketch around the page. Don't worry about the final drawing. That's what I seem to find from a lot of beginners, it seems, is that they want the pencil line that they put down first to be the final line, and it has to be in the perfect spot. It has to be perfectly placed. Forget all that nonsense. Just scribble. Scribble, and just worry more about the emotion you want the figure to have, the pose you're trying to get them in. And then you can clean it up later. This, you know, just work out the idea first before you're worrying about the pretty finished drawing part of it. So yeah, just be free. Just let it happen. Just scribble. You know, one of the things that I do is I'll scribble drawings like this, and then I'll do a light box on top of it where I get a fresh piece of paper, and then you can do the final pretty drawing on a new fresh piece of paper. But just scribble this stuff out. Yeah, late 80s, early 90s. It's 100%. That's 100% what this is. I was born in 77. I was a kid of the 90s, and all that craziness of the 90s, which I love it. And, you know, there's good and bad, but I 100% just love that stuff. So you're trying to learn to not be so OCD. Like, yeah, again, just let it just let it flow. Chuck, what's up, dude? I emailed you just a little bit ago, Chuck. I don't know if you had a chance to see that. There's not really much. It's just, Chuck, I just emailed you. You asked me when you saw me sketching this. You said I should send it to you if you wanted to fart around with it. So I just sent you a scan of it. That's all. No big deal. You know what I mean? If it's something you want to play around with or not, no worries. But I had to do some scanning and photoshopping. So I scanned that up and sent it. That's all it is. Yeah, there you go. Yes, it is. I'm a big fan of the reimagined Battlestar Galactica. I liked the original as a kid, but the opening theme music is beautiful. But the original show doesn't hold up for me very well. But the reimagined one is arguably my favorite TV show of all time. Yeah, I've tried to rewatch the original a few times, and it's charming in that old school kind of like we were talking the other day, how like Knight Rider doesn't really hold up as much as we wanted it to. It just doesn't. Same thing with Battlestar Galactica in a way, but the reimagined version is so good. What's up, Mr. Green? Oh, the thought of being up by 3. I know we've had this conversation a million times, but it just still it just makes me hurt. But yeah, thanks for stopping in, Chuck. As always, appreciate it, sir. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, see you, Chuck. Have a good night, man. Dan Goodwin, I keep having this idea I can't get out of my head. I don't know. Did you watch my video on that Rob Liefeld comic, The Blood Strike, with the dick in the jar? And I was so frustrated that they never finalized that story. They never showed what become of the dick in the jar. I keep coming up with in my head a story to finish that, and I just want to do like a 22-page comic, something like that, something quick, not a 166-page fucking graphic novel like my last one. Just a quick book, just to wrap up that story, taking those ridiculous concepts to like an even more extreme degree than even Liefeld would. it just makes me laugh thinking about this shit that I want to do. Did you see me ask Life Alone, whatever happened to the dick in a jar? And I think he liked my comment, but he never addressed it. Like, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised considering his inability to finish anything. But I just want to do my own version of it. And it's like, dude, I don't need to waste my time doing something else like that. But it's one of these ideas, I'm like, I just have to get it out. I have to put it on paper. And it eliminates all the superfluous extra shit characters. It's just the Bloodstrike character, the Cabot, like, Cable character, and then the Bloodwolf character that went after them, and then the two girls that have his dick in a jar. Everything else is gone. The final battle should be in a hot dog factory. Well, in my version, I was going to have Bloodwolf show up to fight like happened in the book 2, but I was going to have him show up completely undressed the way he was in book 1, and Bloodwolf is way bigger, and he's going to have his big giant naked dong hanging out, and Bloodstrike's going to be pissed because his is cut off when he's going to find it, but here's this monster with this giant wolf dong hanging off him. So he's going to end up in the battle cutting it off and like throwing it in a knapsack and wearing it around his neck as he goes to get his own. That's a conversation for somebody to step into randomly on a live stream. I don't know. I've just got these insane ideas. The girls are going to be playing with Bloodstrike's one in a jar, the dick in a jar, and they're like, look, it's still alive. And if you touch it, he feels it because they're connected. So they start slapping it around and doing shit to it. So mid-battle, Bloodstrike is getting these tingly sensations for the shit that the girls are doing with this dong in a jar. Sorry, anybody that walked into that. There's no, I mean, I was going to say there's no explaining it. There is, but I don't know. Oh, guys, that's so funny. So I don't know, Dan. I feel like I just want to do like a fast version of it. I can just replicate Liefeld's work and do no background, so I get through it fast. But I am going to tell the story that I wanted to see that he 100% ignored, and we will never see Resolution 2. Mind been gone? Yeah, I know. Do I have it right here? I had it right here. Just Dan's here for it. I got so many comics stacked around me for the channel. I can't keep anything straight anymore. I don't know where anything is. Warblade, Endangered Species. I gotta do my brother's comic. My brother, he's got his 3rd issue of his Blood Moon. That's an adult comic. Here we go. All right, for anybody who's wondering, there's a comic by Mr. Rob Liefeld called Bloodstrike, and he did a single issue where his warrior guy goes into battle. He ends up in a fight with this chick named Tragedy Ann, and she ends up knocking him unconscious, and when he wakes up, amongst all the horrible things that were done to him, she cut his dick off, and it's gone. And so his buddy shows up and helps heal his body. But the whole point is that our hero, Bloodstrike, he doesn't have a dong anymore. It's missing. Like, he was able to regrow his body, but he doesn't have his dick. The girl cut his dick off. I didn't make this story. I didn't write this story. Somebody else did. And then it ends with the girl, she's got it in a jar. So I was like, oh, I gotta know where this goes. I gotta know. This is ridiculous. And then in book 2, well, this entire rest of this graphic novel, never once is that addressed ever again. It ends in the first chapter with like the biggest cliffhanger ever. And it's never brought up again through the rest of the book. Not once, not even a little bit. And so I sat here going, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, I've created the resolution to that story in my head, and I'm like, I just have to do it. And it's gonna be a little disturbing, but I kind of have to do it. Well, no, that's not true. I don't have to do no damn thing, but I want to. So, all that being said, for anybody who walked in on that, was like, what is this clown talking about? And I don't know, Dan, I got to come up with a name for it. I mean, do you just call the comic Dick in a Jar? I mean, if I'm scrolling around and I see a comic title called Dick in a Jar, I'm like, wait, what? Stop. Like, it's all about grabbing people's attention, right? Getting a person to stop for 2 seconds. It died on its way back to its homeworld, right? But I also got this idea of like, what if I did, because I rename everybody, kind of like I did with the He-Man comic. I just rename everybody. Instead of Bloodstrike, it's called Strudblike or some bullshit like that. And I'm like, I was like, part of me is like, what if I tried to crowdfund this? Just a parody comic about a dick in a jar. Get a copy in Liefeld's hands. Which, can you imagine? And then I think about seeing if Chuck would be interested in doing inks on it, and I don't know. I feel kind of embarrassed saying, hey, I've got this great idea, Chuck. There's going to be a lot of dicks flying around. And having him just go, Rob, I think we're just going to end our professional working relationship right here, buddy. Jeffrey Beats, you are righting the wrongs in the comic industry, one prick at a time. Robert Ferrant, He-Man comic. So that, let me grab, I got copies here somewhere. Yeah. I just was doing, yes, Dan, exactly. I had that in my head. It's Death of Power vibe. Yes, it was completely like that in my head too. But yeah, I'm doing my own fan comic of Masters of the Universe. They're all graphic novel sized, and I've been working on it for years. That's book 1. There's book 2. I don't have all of them right with me. This is book 4. I've got book 5. Again. It's just an entire, and this one I take seriously. It's like a serious take on everything, just done very like Conan the Barbarian. But yeah, that's just what I've been working on. I finished book 6 just recently, and it was 166 pages. Dan, you definitely want to have a pin up in that one. You will definitely get the opportunity if I decide to do it. And the more time passes, the more I'm just like, I think this is going to happen. I don't know. Psycho Gorman on the drawing board. I don't know who that is, Adam Brooks. You'll have to educate me on that one. Jeffrey, you watched my Greg Land video this week. It was awesome. You laughed, you cried, and you will never look at X-Men books ever the same way again. Well, thanks. It was a tricky one because Greg Land he's Master Tracer. Darren! What is up? I haven't seen you since Comic Convention. I was supposed to get you a Spider-Man print. You've probably forgotten about it and moved on. But, everybody in the chat, Darren, she's one of my buddies. We know each other from work. She's very creative. She's artistic. She's awesome. And she pretends to be my friend for some reason. For some reason, she said. I have those prints. I kind of forgot. I kind of just, since you're back to school and I don't ever see you at work anymore, it just slipped my mind. But if you're still interested, I got them. Well, yeah, Darren. I know you're there. I can just bring the book and I can leave it in my locker or whatever. My locker's never locked up. I assume you're one of the smart ones that actually locks her shit up, but I don't. But I could just bring it and just have it in my locker. If you wanted that Spider-Man print, right? Redneck Engine Nerd, you're asking if I ship to Canada. It's more of a question of, are you willing to ship to Canada? Because you have to pay the shipping fees for that. And I know that shipping can get a little pricey. I don't know exactly what it would be. But, if you're interested in getting something that I've got, you want it, it's just a matter of, are you willing to pay the shipping costs? I could take it to FedEx or UPS and send it. That's not a problem. But yeah, Darren, I got your message separately, so I'll have to dig one out and set it aside for you. Yeah, Engine Nerd. I mean, if you if you wanted to contact me, I could, I don't know what the cost would be, but I could stop by the post office and give your, if you want to send me your address, I could say if I shipped a package to this address, what would the cost be? And then I could let you know, and then you could decide from there, so you're not committed to something. I don't want to, I don't know. I know that I've had people, yeah, I think I sent something to Canada, and I only asked the guy for not a lot in shipping, but it ended up being like 4 times what I asked in shipping. It just sucks. I basically have, I only have PayPal is what I've got access to. I mean, one of these days I should join the modern world and get Venmo or something like that. But as of right now, I do not have that. Are you on Instagram? Because you can just privately message it to me or something like that, just so it's not on here. Afro SF Ian's Comic 78. What's up?
Pop collection. Mix and match your style to create a contemporary look perfect for smiling faces and cozy conversations. We have options to help you create a down.
Okay, Redneck, I'll communicate with you, and we'll see what we can figure out and see if it works for you, man. Afro, you're asking, would I ever have someone else ink your pencils, or would you always want to do both? I am always open for artistic collaborations if the situation's right. Generally speaking, I always want to ink my own stuff because I think it just the final version comes out closer to what I have in mind than trying to translate that in pencil and then seeing what someone else comes up with. That being said, I have recently been working with a Image Comics kind of retired inker, and he's inked digitally several pages of mine in my recent fan comic that I did. And that opened my eyes to a whole new world of possibilities of what this guy could do if they know what they're doing. Yeah, and that's what Dan Goodwin's talking about right there. So it does just kind of depend on the situation. But generally speaking, I prefer to do it myself. But when someone like Chuck Gibson comes along and offers to ink, I mean, I've got this sitting right by my desk because I always like to show it just in case. But this is Chuck Gibson's inks over my pencils right there. This is the first thing he ever did for me. Coming up in January, it'll be a year ago that he did this for me. And everything he did on this as far as inks is nothing that I would have been able to do. And he just took it to this whole other level that just made me rethink everything I'm doing. His line weights in here, his metal textures that he does, and this outfit that she's wearing. So, yeah. And like I said, in my most recent fan comic that I just finished, I did 147 pages of story, and about 30 of those pages this guy inked. Okay, yeah, Redneck Engineer Nerd. Yeah, I'll definitely get with you, and we can we'll figure that out, man. 100%. But yeah, Chuck inked the shit out of this. And again, I rage against the digital art in some ways sometimes, but it's only when like people are trying to pass off work that looks so obviously digital. And I prefer, I don't care if it's done digitally, but I prefer to have a more natural, organic look. And that's what he did in all of this. That's why I was completely okay with it. He told me, he's like, yeah, I know you said you don't think digital inkers can do it right. But he's like, but you haven't seen mine. I was like, all right, you know. What am I going to tell him no? And he sent that back and I was like, oh, well, alrighty, look at that. Thanks, Afro. I do long videos. I mean, I don't intentionally try to do that way, but sometimes it just depends on what I'm talking about, and I just get lost in thought, and if it's 4 issues like the Team 7, I just end up going on and on and on. but you know, they seem to get the views ish. You know, like people seem to, you know, continue watching them somewhat. You know, I know I'm a very low tech kind of production guy, but yeah, that Aaron Weisenfeld, the detail in that book was just crazy good. Dakiska, I don't know what you're saying. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. No habla español, muchacho. I am speaking in tongues. I'm speaking in a dead, indecipherable language. Bonjour. Hell yeah. I don't know when.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling, and out of
San Antone.
When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Redneck. I don't know where it started, where it comes from. It's just an old penciling shorthand. Instead of scribbling in pencil an area you want flat black when you have someone else inking it, or you just want to leave a reminder for yourself, instead of penciling it in black, you just put an X, and you know that X means black. Fill it in with black, not like shading and cross-hatching, just black. So if you look at some professional comic pencilers, they'll pencil it up and then they'll put little X's all over places so the inker knows, like, that's black, this I'll do cross-hatching and line work, but here is black. So it's just a shorthand for communicating information to an inker or yourself. Thanks, Robert Ferrant, if I'm saying your name right. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much.
With me.
Kathleen McHugh, long time no see. Glad I could catch your live stream. Looks amazing. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. It's just, these are just sketches. I'm not like putting in a lot of work. Alright, let's see. What can I do with this other guy? Gorilla Hand, you say great art and you're digging the music. That's awesome. And thanks for the comic flip through videos. Well, thank you for watching. It always means a lot to me that anyone's watching my silly stuff.
Between 5, 6, and 7, every Friday, 7, and we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock. And it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, I'm going strong and so are you. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 12, we'll pull off and start rocking around, rock again. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. C'est la vie, as they say in the States. Someone says it. This pen. I'm yours alone. Definitely put those shades on, you T1000 or T800 model 101. Bad to the bone. Hell yeah. I can't listen to this song without hearing the lines from the movie Predator. Like, I just hear Schwarzenegger's voice and Jesse the Body Ventura. He's like, there's a bunch of slack-jawed Bob Saget's around here. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me. Yeah, you know, as a kid, I didn't understand those Shane Black jokes. It's like, I'd like a little pussy. Me too. Mine's as big as a house. I was like, what? Even when he explained it. I remember going to my dad and asking him, and he's like, son, I can't explain that to you. You don't need to know. In fact, fast forward past those parts from now on. I don't want you listening to those. I was like, oh, all right. Well, learned my lesson. Where is that other Little Richard song I really dig? There we go.
All around the world, rock and roll is all in place. All around the world, rock and roll is all in place. You can hear those jukebox jumping all night and
All through the day.
all the flat top cats with the rock and roll queens, just a rockin' and a rollin' in their red and blue jeans. All around the world, rock and roll is here to stay. You can hear those jukebox jumping all night and
All through the day.
Ain't never no time for romance, they only wanna dance. The people are hollering to hit the floor.
Go, cat, go.
All around the world, rock and roll is here to stay. You can hear those jukebox jumping. all
Gorilla Hands, you're asking if anyone else is drawing. If Dan Goodwin's still in the chat, I bet he's drawing, because that man is always drawing, which is why he produces so much stuff.
Into the bar, the Texas bar, shim, sham, shimmy, and they never stop. All around the world, rock and roll is here to stay. You can hear those jukebox jumping all night long.
All through the day.
Never no time for romance, they only wanna dance. People are hollering to hit the floor. Go, cat,
Go.
all around the world, rock and roll is here to stay.
Oh, fuck a duck.
You can hear those jukebox jumping all night and all through the day.
Yeah, Gorilla Hands. I was wondering if anyone's going to mention that, because that's the first time I ever heard this song. And then, you know, back in the day, I didn't know what a song was or how to find it. And even if I did find it, like looking up the credits in the movie, it's like I didn't have any money. What am I going to go to a record store and find a Little Richard album? Like, I mean, I could, you know, but I didn't have any money. So it's just like, it's just that song that existed in this movie that you liked forever. And then I'm like, now we can just pull it up on YouTube and listen to it anytime. But As a kid, I love that movie. In fact, I made my kids watch it the other day. They did not give a fuck. But yeah, that's a good show. Oh yeah.
Everything gonna be alright this morning. Oh yeah. Now when I was a young boy, at the age of 5, I thought the South gonna be the greatest land alive.
Kathleen McHugh, you love this song? Hell yeah. It always makes me think of that, for anybody who's old enough to ever watch that movie, Adventures in Babysitting. Ain't nobody getting out this place without singing the blues. Bum, 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 bum. Sitting on the outside, just me and my mate. You know I made the moon, honey. Come up 2 hours late. What now, man? I found him. Hey, child. And that Ramadan man. No, me. Whoa, child. Why? That mean Irish boy. Man. I'm a full-grown man. Man. I'm a natural lover's man. Man. I'm a rolling stone. Man, child. I'm a Gucci man. The lion I shoot. Yeah, that movie has fake Thor in there. You know that actor is the guy that plays Kingpin in the Daredevil Netflix series?
I think I go down.
Vincent D'Onofrio when he was like super young. I used to love that movie when I was younger. I still love it now. It's still a good show.
That's what Johnny Conqueror. All you girls. Sitting out that line. I can make love to you, woman. In 5 minutes time. Ain't that a man? I fell young. Hey, child. And that rebel down grown. No,
Yeah, it's D'Onofrio. Like it doesn't you don't think of it, but when you watch it looking for him and you see him, you're like, oh yeah, that's 100% him. When he was like, I don't know, 20 or something, just this young guy. So interesting. That D'Onofrio doing Kingpin is one of my favorite characters ever. The way that he always talked quietly and softly, so menacing. It's like an amazing representation of the Kingpin. Yeah, Kathleen. Yeah, wasn't he so good? Like years ago when that show was on, the Netflix Daredevil, I was married, and my wife at the time, she did not care for any of the comic book shit at all, but she loved that show, and she loved that actor playing that character. She's like, he's so interesting, like the way he speaks softly, and like he's trying to be kind and good to some people, especially that lady ended up falling in love with. I forget her name, the character, but God, he was just so nuanced and so interesting. You know, he wasn't just like a mustache twirling villain thing. It was incredible. I'm worried that they're gonna screw it up in the next Marvel stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, they're filming a new Daredevil series with the same actors called Born Again, which is the title of one of the best comic runs of the character ever. So it's the same actors, but it's not under the control of the same creative team. So it's under control of modern day Marvel, which their track record has proven to be dubious at best post Endgame. They got that one Spider Man movie good. And then Deadpool Wolverine is good because it's R rated and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are awesome. But everything else they've made has sucked so much shit. And from what I read, they've shot and reshot the Born Again series like once or twice. So it's like they know they don't have a winner on their hands. So they're panicking. Because there's already a built-in audience. People love that Daredevil series. That actor, Charlie Cox and D'Onofrio, man, all they got to do is just do it right. Just do the same show. Just interject into the Marvel universe. But they can't do anything right anymore, so... Yeah, it was great. It was so good. I mean, maybe we'll be surprised, you know? Anything's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. No, I absolutely am not going to waste my time on the new Joker movie. I saw the first one time. I enjoyed it. I had no interest to revisit it, really. It's like, okay, yeah, that was good. Well done, well made, interesting, done. And then musical sequel, like I was like, oh, I'll wait and see what people say. You know, if people say it's amazing, maybe I'll check it out once. But it's good to know. I don't need to waste my time bombing off its ass like hardcore. And everything seems to kind of indicate that the director kind of did it on purpose. Seems to be the conversation. I don't know if that's true, but Gorilla Hands, you're probably talking about Echo. Echo was an interesting character in the comics, but they screwed that up too, so didn't need to watch that. Zohia Power, buenos noches. How's it going? Just Marvel used to be this powerhouse, and now they can't help themselves but make stupid, dumb shit anymore. It's like they don't understand. They're like, why is everything failing? Everything used to be a guaranteed billion-dollar success, and now people aren't showing up. I gotta check out that Penguin show. Everyone's saying that's great. Amazing interpretation of Colin Farrell. It's crazy that that's him under all that makeup. I've always liked Colin Farrell. He's been awesome. I have never seen him in anything terrible, or at least where he wasn't good. Even if he's in a bad movie, he's good. Anybody see In Bruges with Colin Farrell? It's one of my favorite movies with him. It's several years old at this point. That movie's great. You know, Phone Booth is a movie I've actually never seen, and that's kind of a bad move on my part. I heard it was good, but just never saw it and then never kind of checked it out. DC Batman 2021 was great. I hear there's another in the works. Kathleen, it's I found this girl. Her name's Violet Orlandi. she does these covers of songs. She does her own original, but she does most of the time all the music, like rhythm guitar, main lead guitar, and then backup vocals. She'll do it all. She sounds kind of like Amy Lee in a way. She's badass. She's really good. I like these covers of these songs that she does. So yeah, check her out. In fact, the one that she does that I love the most Yeah, Violet Orlandi. She's great. She's really talented. But this one, it's like one of her, doesn't get as many views as the others, but this cover, I love this one. She's so good on this one. Chad Lennon, what's up, dude?
My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I'd shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I'd shiver the whole night through. Her husband was a hard-working man.
Yeah, she does sound like Amy Lee. She's got that powerful, clear, feminine voice. It's I love her. I think she's fantastic. And the fact she does all these parts. She does, yeah, she's beautiful. Like long dark hair, she's really attractive. But the fact she does all these parts, like lead vocals, backup vocals, like she's doing 5 different things there. So, and when she really gets going, like she can belt out that really powerful, like you'll hear it when she gets to like the main part in this song, when she really lets loose. You'll hear what I mean. I know it sounds crappy coming through the live stream, but like here she goes. She's about to cut loose.
In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine, I'd shiver the whole night through. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night?
Jay, what's up, brother?
Blowing
Yeah, that's her. She's awesome. Jay, Fatal J, brother, what is up, man? I know Fatal J went and saw Joker 2 and he loved it, right, brother?
Only way to fly.
I gotta sneeze. Yeah, that's right, Kevin. Kevin, sometimes you see stuff, hear stuff that people have made, and you think, how did they know to make this? As if it comes from somewhere else. That's the uniqueness of creative genius, right? You know? There's some real legitimate creative geniuses. Michael Jackson, the Beatles. You know? All these guys that just make stuff that just transcends everything in terms of music. Hell, Mozart, I was watching that movie called Amadeus about him. He's like, as a kid, composing symphonies. Like, what the fuck? How does that happen? Excuse me. There's an interview with Bob Dylan. He talks about that, how he doesn't know how he wrote those songs back then and he couldn't do it now. That's interesting. I've never heard that, but that's really fascinating, actually. Sometimes I think people that are creative, given the opportunity to really produce their art, you have like a small window of where your creative genius is at its peak, and it's suddenly you pass out of it and you don't even know, and your best work is behind you forever. And that's just a broad generalization, you know, but sometimes that happens. I remember reading about Robert E. Howard, the guy who wrote Conan. And if I remember the interview story that I read, he said somewhere in an interview that he felt like the actual like spirit or ghost or presence of Conan himself was standing behind him while he was at the typewriter, forcing him to write these stories, to like write Conan stories. and I guess he wrote them all in a short period of time, and which kind of probably gets into, you know, the mental illness that Robert E. Howard was suffering through. But I was like, what a fascinating idea. Like, the character you write and make famous, you imagine like his ghostly presence is there in the room with you, forcing you to write the tales down. I'm like, oh God, that's creepy. I love it. It sucks that he then, you know, blew his own brains out after writing a little final note on his typewriter. Might need to shut this down here in just a second. It's getting a little late, and I'm gonna go check on my kids, make sure they're doing okay. I'm sure they are. They're just in the other room. I can hear them, but they probably forget that Daddy's here. You feel like I could draw a mean Conan? I've never really tried. Seems like every major artist who's ever touched Conan always brings their best work. Like Frazetta touched it, and John Buscema, and, you know, I'm like, ugh, I would just do a failing, horrible version of Conan. But I don't know, one of these days I should try it. Chad, it's the Akashic Akashic? Is that the Bob Dylan one you're talking about? I don't know much about Bob Dylan beyond his existence. Yeah, I think I'm gonna shut it down here. It's been about 2 hours, so it's been fun. Everyone who's been here, Chad, Dow, Kevin, Kathleen, if you're still listening, appreciate it as always, buddy. Remember to like and subscribe and smash that whatever button. I hate saying that stuff. I feel like such a loser saying that shit. But yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks Kathleen. I appreciate it. I do them kind of randomly now. I might do one tomorrow. My little art room here. This is the cluttered workspace of a guy who, Jesus, even this looks like a mess to me, but it's this little tiny room. I have to make my comics and my YouTube channel from this little space, so Kathleen, looks like your art room. It seems to me like most creative people that have an art room, it tends to be a little bit disorganized, but that's just kind of the nature of it, right? All right. Anyway, for real this time. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.